Good morning, guys. Welcome to your Yoga Every Hour Sunday morning flow. My name is Emma, or the Strong Yogi, and today we're going to be going through a Vinyasa flow. So, in fact, Vinyasa is all about connecting your movement with your breath. So, the flow is going to be around 45 minutes today, with a little bit of relaxation at the end. If there's any poses that you struggle with or can't do, then you can come out of that pose, take a different pose, it's your practice, or you can come into one of your resting poses. So if you need to rest at any point during the practice, then you can come into your child's pose. So from a tabletop position where your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips, you can just sink back into your child's pose. You can reach those arms out long, rest the forehead onto the mat, or you can take those arms beside you. And then again, from your tabletop position, you can tuck those toes under and you can lift those hips to the sky. So downward facing dog is your other resting pose. So if you need to take either of those at any time throughout the practice, then please do so. Other than that, I'm not going to be playing any music in the background. So if you want to pop some on yourself, then please feel free to do so. So let's get started. So we're going to start in a nice comfortable seat today. And so cross those legs if that's accessible to you. And just take a nice deep inhale through the nose, roll the shoulders backwards, lengthen through the spine. And then as you exhale, just bow the chin to the chest and close those eyes. So the hands can just stay on your legs, on your knees here. Maybe you want to bring your right hand to your heart center, place your right hand on your chest, and just place your left hand on top. And just allow yourself to feel your chest rise and fall as you just take your own natural breathing pattern here. So wherever your breath is today, just let it be. And just notice it, notice how it feels. Don't try to change it right now. It's perfect. And just shift your attention to your body. And just begin to notice how you feel in this moment. Maybe you've just woken up. Maybe you're feeling a little bit tight in a few areas. And just notice any areas of tension or tightness and take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Feel the chest rise. And send that breath to those areas of tension. And then as you exhale, feel the chest fall and release. Let that tension melt away. And again, take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, release, letting go of any tension, any negativity, anything that no longer serves you. And take one more nice deep inhale, feel the chest rise. And as you exhale, just melt those hands down to your knees if they're not already there. From here, we're going to take a nice deep inhale and roll the right ear up to the right shoulder. It's almost dropping that head backwards, feeling that stretch in the left side of our neck. Trying not to hold any tension in that right shoulder, so letting that right shoulder drop away from the ear. Hold here. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, drop the chin to the chest. And just inhale here. And exhale, letting the weight of the head stretch out the back of the neck. And again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, this time roll the left ear up to the left shoulder, drop the head almost backwards. Feeling the stretch in the right side of your neck this time, releasing any tension in that left shoulder, letting it drop away from the ear. Just holding here. Just feeling any tension in your neck melting away with each out breath. Take one more big deep inhale. And exhale, drop the chin back to the chest. This time we're going to inhale, look up, drop the head back. And then exhale, bring the chin to the chest. And again, inhale, look up, drop the head back. Exhale, chin comes to the chest. And then just gaze forward. You can blink the eyes open here, or you can keep them closed. And as we take a nice deep inhale, we're going to stretch those fingers up towards the sky, lengthening through the spine. Draw the belly button inwards, engaging the core, and reach all the fingertips away from each other. Push those arms slightly backwards to open through the chest, open through the heart. Nice inhale here. And then as you exhale, hinging over to the right hand side, place your right palm down to the mat, reach up and over with those left fingertips. Keep the left sit bone grounded, push that left shoulder backwards, open through the chest. Feel the stretch in the left side of your body. Holding and breathing here. Imagine you're in between two panes of glass, the chest is nice and open, the spine is nice and straight. Nice inhale. Exhale, maybe you can sink a little bit deeper. And on your next inhale, reach those hands back towards the sky, really reach them upwards, opening through the palms of the hands, reaching with the fingertips, letting energy in. Take a nice deep inhale here, exhale, hinge over to the left, placing the left palm down to the mat, pushing backwards with the right shoulder, keeping the right sit bone grounded. Hold and breathe here, feeling that stretch in the right side of your body. Inhale, as you exhale, maybe you can sink a little bit deeper. And on your next inhale, raise the hands to the sky. Exhale, just melt those hands downwards and then just roll those shoulders backwards. And roll those shoulders forwards. Perfect. From here, we're just going to extend those feet out nice and long. And we're going to point the toes to the sky, and you're just going to place the hands onto the mat beside you and keep that chest nice and open, the spine nice and long, the core engaged. Take a nice deep inhale here, and then as you exhale, just bow the chin downwards towards the chest. And just feel that lengthening in your spine as we hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gaze upwards. Take a nice deep inhale, point the toes upwards, and exhale, just point those toes away. Inhale, point the toes up. Exhale, pointing them down, warming up those feet. Inhale, point them up. Exhale, pointing them down. And again, inhale up. Exhale down. And then from here, just slightly widen those feet, and you're just going to roll the ankles in one direction. So drawing nice big circles with those toes. Both feet in the same direction. And then take those feet in the other direction. Perfect. And then from here, we're going to take a nice deep inhale, reach the hands to the sky. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. So we're taking a forward fold. And just take hold of whatever you can reach. So maybe it's the toes, maybe it's the feet. Maybe your hands can rest on your shins. Maybe you just want to drop your hands to the side of your mat. So first thing in the morning, we often feel a little bit tighter. Then as the day goes on and as we're moving, our body loosens up. So you may feel a little bit stiffer. You may not be able to reach as far as you thought you could in your forward fold today. But know that that's absolutely fine. Don't try and force anything this morning. Just bringing some gentle movement into the body. Bend those knees if that feels good today. And take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, release. Just place those hands behind you. Lean slightly backwards. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift the hips and come into your reverse plank where we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself back down. And then we're going to put a bend into the right knee. Place the foot to the mat. And we're going to bring our right hand behind us. Inhale, reach the left fingers to the sky, gaze upwards. And then as you exhale, we'll twist to the right. So you can either hug the right knee in or bring the left arm to the outside of the right leg. Point those left toes to the sky and gaze over your right shoulder. Hold and breathe here. Take a nice deep inhale. Open through the chest, lengthen the spine. And exhale. Pushing into the pose. Releasing any tension with each out breath. And take one more nice big inhale. And exhale, release, come back to center, drop that knee out to the side. Keep those left toes pointed towards the sky. The sole of the right foot comes to the inside of the left leg. Inhale, reach the hands upwards. Chest and hips are square to the front of the mat. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forwards over that left leg. So you can place your right hand to the outside of your left leg and just gaze over your left shoulder, pulling into that side, so feeling the stretch more in the right side of your body if that's what you need today. Otherwise, gaze towards the toes and just work on that forward fold. So with each out breath, just allowing yourself to melt a little bit further into this pose. And take one more nice big inhale. Exhale, release. And take the right leg out nice and long. And then we're going to bring our arms back, our hands back behind us. Lean slightly backwards. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, lift those hips up. Gaze backwards, coming into your reverse plank where we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. And then we're going to put a bend into our left knee, bring the sole of the left foot to the floor, place the left hand behind us, inhale, reach the right fingers to the sky, gaze upwards, exhale, hug that left knee in, or place the right hand to the outside of the left leg, point the right toes to the sky, gaze over your left shoulder, draw that belly button in, lengthen the spine, open the chest, hold and breathe, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, as you exhale, maybe you can sink a little bit further, gaze a little bit further towards the back of the room. And one more nice big inhale. And exhale, release, come back to center, dropping the left knee over to the left side, bringing the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Point those right toes to the sky. Inhale, reach upwards. Make sure the chest, the hips are square to the front of the mat. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards, gazing towards those toes. Bend that knee if that feels good. And then if you want to add the stretch to the left side of your body, just place the left hand to the outside of your right leg. Gaze over your right shoulder and just sort of pull in that direction. Or just work on that forward fold. Holding and breathing, sinking a little bit deeper with each out breath, just feeling any tension in your body just melting away. Just take one more nice big inhale here, and then exhale, come back to center. We're going to bring the right foot in to meet the left. And we're just going to take hold of those feet, those toes, keep that spine nice and long, and just push the knees downwards. So opening up through those hips here. If you want, you can flutter those legs up and down. Keep that chest nice and open, engage the core. Perfect. And take one more nice deep inhale, exhale, just add a little fold, a little forward fold into that pose. Just opening, stretching out those hips a little bit more. And inhale here, exhale, release. Nice, just cross those legs over. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky. And then exhale, place those palms in front of you. And then we're just going to roll forwards, coming into our tabletop position. So our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips. And we're just going to warm up that spine before we go into our standing poses. So we're going to inhale, look up, arch through the spine. And then exhale, round through the spine. Bring the chin to the chest, draw the belly button upwards. Push down into the mat. Inhale, look up, arch the spine. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest, round through that spine. And again, inhale, look up, arch the spine. Exhale, chin comes to chest, round through that spine. And one more time, inhale, look up. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest. And then from here, just come back to a neutral spine. We're just going to slide that right leg out behind us. Take a nice deep inhale, make sure the hips are square to the mat, the core is engaged, and then we're just going to lift that leg. Take a nice deep inhale here, engage the core, and exhale. Inhale, reach the left hand forwards, gaze forwards. You can either stay here or as you exhale, you can put a bend into your right knee and reach around with your left hand, taking hold of the right foot. And then take the gaze towards the back of the room as well. So over your left shoulder, push into the left hand with the right foot. And hold here, inhale. And exhale, stretching out that quad. Inhale one more time, exhale, release. Place the right knee back to the mat, place the left hand back to the mat. And just release, roll through that right wrist if you need to. And then we'll take it to the other side. So just checking you're forming your tabletop, engage that core, slide the left leg backwards, lift that left leg upwards. Take a nice deep inhale, reach the right hand forwards. You can either stay here and balance, engage the core, or exhale, put a bend into the left knee. Take hold of the left foot with the right hand, gaze over the right shoulder, really kicking into the hand with the foot. Holding here, feeling that stretch in the quad. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, release. Place the hand back down, place the knee back down, and just roll out through that left wrist if you need to. And then when you're ready, inhale, tuck those toes under. The hands and the feet are going to stay exactly where they are here. As we exhale, we're just going to lift those hips upwards towards the sky as we come into our downward facing dog. So really lift the hips upwards, melt the chest downwards. Gaze through the legs, sit towards the back of the mat. And then just hold it in your downward facing dog, just bringing any movement you like into this pose. So maybe you want to bend one knee, so bending the left knee, pushing down into the mat with the right foot, and then swapping sides. So pedaling out through those feet if that feels good. Shake those hips from side to side. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Whatever feels good for you today, this is your practice. Just take a moment here to feel what you need to. And then when you're ready, take a nice deep inhale, gaze forwards, bend through the knees, and we're just going to tiptoe those feet to the top of the mat to reach our hands. And then from here, we're going to take hold of the opposite elbows of the palms of our hands, and we're just going to hang. So let the crown of the head drop downwards towards the mat. And just allow yourself to rock from side to side, forwards and backwards. Letting the weight of your body just pull you downwards. Bringing length and space into that body, so no effort required. Just hanging, breathing. You can bend those knees if you like, if that feels good for you today. Nice. Inhale here. As you exhale, melt those hands down to the mat. And then from here, we're going to straighten through our right leg, put a little bend into the left knee. And then we're going to inhale, reach the right fingers to the sky, gaze up towards that hand. And feel that nice stretch in the back of your right leg. Perfect. Inhale here. And exhale, really push that right shoulder backwards. Inhale, exhale, release. Place the right hand back down to the mat. Put a little bend into the right knee, straighten through the left leg. Inhale, reach the left fingers to the sky, gaze upwards. Push that left shoulder backwards. Feel that stretch in the back of the left leg. Hold and breathe here. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale, release. Perfect. Inhale, we're going to roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders as we get to the top. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky, palms come together, slight back bend. And then exhale, bring those hands together at heart center. Nice. From here, inhale, reach the hands to the sky. Exhale, bring those hands behind you, interlace the fingers, push the palms together. Take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards. The crown of the head drops downwards towards the mat. Push those arms forwards. So gaze through your legs towards the back of the mat. Bend those knees if that feels good, and just focus on opening through those shoulders, pushing those arms towards the front of the mat. Holding here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, as you exhale, melt those hands downwards. And inhale, roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders as you get to the top. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky, gaze upwards, slight back bend, bring the palms together. And then exhale, bring the hands together at heart center. So we're just going to run through some sun salutations now, just to bring some heat, some energy into the practice. So inhale, reach the hands to the sky, gaze upwards, slight back bend. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, gaze towards your mat. Inhale, come into a halfway lift, look up, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, either step the right, step the left foot back, or you can jump back into your high plank. Bend through the elbows to lower yourself down through your chaturanga, or you can take your knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide into your upward facing dog, so you're on the front of the feet. The palms of your hands, the hips are lifted. Shoulders are away from the ears. Exhale, tuck the toes, raise the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, gaze forwards, bend the knees, step the right, step the left, or jump forward to the top of the mat. Exhale into your standing forward fold. Inhale, raise the hands to the sky, gaze upwards, slight back bend. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards, gaze towards the mat. Inhale, come into a halfway lift, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the left, step the right, or jump back into your high plank. Bend through the elbows, lower yourself down through your chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, come into your upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, raise the hips to the sky. Downward facing dog, hold here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, gaze forwards, bend the knees, step the left, step the right, or jump forwards. Exhale into your standing forward fold. Inhale, raise the hands to the sky, gaze upwards, slight back bend. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards, gaze towards that mat. Inhale, come into a halfway lift, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, your choice, step or jump back into high plank, bend through the elbows, lower yourself down through chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide into your upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, raise the hips to the sky, take your downward facing dog. Perfect. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, gaze forwards, bend the knees, your choice, jump or step back to the top of the mat. Exhale into your standing forward fold. Inhale, raise the hands to the sky. And exhale, draw those hands together at heart center. Perfect. From here, inhale, reach the hands to the sky. And then as you exhale, just hinge at the hips, fold forwards. And we're just going to take hold of our big toes with our two peace fingers. If you can reach, bend those knees if you need to. And we're just going to hold in our forward fold for 5, 4, 3, and 1. From here, just let go of the toes. Take a nice deep inhale, bend through the knees. Raise the hands to the sky as you come into your chair pose. Tuck the tailbone, lengthen your spine as we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards, gaze towards the mat. Inhale, come into a halfway lift, look up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step or jump back into your high plank, lower yourself down through your chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, come into your upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, raise the hips to the sky, take your downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. And then as you exhale, step that foot forward to the top of the mat. Ground through the left foot so the toes come to point to a 45-degree angle and raise those hands to the sky as we come into our warrior 1 here. So the right knee is bent 90 degrees, hips are square to the front of the mat, arms are beside the ears. Nice inhale here. And then as you exhale, just cactus those arms. So bend the elbows, push the shoulders, the elbows backwards, push the chest forwards, open up through those fingertips. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, raise the hands to the sky. As you exhale, straighten through that front leg. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, your hands come behind you. Try to get them into reverse prayer position. So your hands come together in prayer position but behind your back. If not, you can just place the back of the hands onto your back. Take a nice deep inhale here, push the elbows backwards, push the chest forwards, and then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards, gaze towards your right big toe in your intense side stretch. So feeling that stretch in the back of your leg, just holding here and breathing, really focusing on pushing those elbows backwards. Keep those hands together if they're in prayer position. Nice, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, put a bend back into the right knee, melt the hands back down to the mat, step the right foot back to meet the left in your high plank, bend through the elbows, keep them nice and close to your chest as you lower yourself down. Inhale, come into your upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, raise the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Perfect. Inhale, raise the left leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, step that foot forward to the top of the mat. Ground through the right foot, toes come to a 45-degree angle and raise those hands to the sky. So that left knee is bent 90 degrees. Hips are square to the front of the mat, arms are beside the ears. Take a nice deep inhale here in your warrior 1. And then as you exhale, bend through the elbows, cactus arms. Push the chest forwards, push the shoulders, the elbows backwards, opening through the palms of your hands. So a nice heart opening pose, allowing energy inwards through your heart center, through the palms of your hands. Focusing your attention, bringing yourself back to the present moment if your mind has wandered. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky. Exhale, straighten off that front leg. And then we're going to take our hands behind us. If you can get them into reverse prayer, then you could do so. If not, then the back of the hands just come to the back. Take a nice deep inhale, push the chest forwards, push the elbows backwards. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards, gazing towards the left big toe. Feeling that stretch in the back of your left leg as you take your intense side stretch pose. Holding here and breathing again, using that out breath just to release any tension from the body. Through each out breath, just feeling any tension melting away through the ground, through your mat. And just allowing yourself to sink a little bit further into whichever pose you're in. Inhale, exhale, put a bend back into the front knee. Melt those hands back down to the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right. High plank. Bend through the elbows. Keep them nice and close to the chest. Lower yourself down. Inhale, come into your upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Raise the hips to the sky. As you come into your downward facing dog, where we hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, And one. Take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to roll through that spine and come into your high plank. Nice. Inhale, peel the hips back to the sky. Downward facing dog. Exhale, roll forwards, high plank. 3 more times. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, lift those hips. Exhale, come forwards, high plank. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, come forwards, high plank. And from here, you're just going to start to tiptoe your feet towards the top of the mat. So lifting the hips upwards as you walk the feet towards the top of the mat, bending your knees when you need to, and then just coming back into your standing forward fold. From here again, taking hold of the toes with your peace fingers. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale, fold forward, bending the knees if you need to. As we hold for 5, maybe sink a little deeper this time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release those hands. Inhale, bend through the knees, raise the hands to the sky, coming into our chair pose. Tuck the tailbone, lengthen the spine, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, straighten through those legs. Bring the hands together at heart center. Nice. Take a nice deep inhale here. And a nice complete exhale. So from here, we're just going to shift the weight into our left foot, and we're just going to peel the right foot off of the mat. So coming onto the toes. Take a nice deep inhale, gaze forwards, and then as you exhale, soften the left knee. We're going to hinge forwards, and we're going to kick the right leg backwards as we come into our warrior 3, a balancing pose today. So nice and strong through that left leg. You can either keep your hands to heart center, or you can reach them forwards if you've got your balance. Focusing on the pose on your form, so one straight line from the crown of the head to your right toes. Just take a few more breaths here, using your breath to help you keep focus. Choosing your drishti point, your focus point, something that's not moving, to help you keep your balance. Take one more nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, just drop the right foot down to the mat. Reach the hands to the sky as you come into your high lunge. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, slowly melt that right knee down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Take a nice deep inhale, and then exhale, just melt the hands down to the mat so the hands come to the inside of the left leg. You can shift that back leg backwards a little bit more as we come to be in our lizard pose here. So really just working through this pose, working through the stretch in our hips. So you can either stay on the palms of your hands here, or if the flexibility in your hips allows it, you can melt down onto those forearms. So if you're on the palms of your hands, that's absolutely fine. That's where you need to be today. Don't try and force anything, don't injure yourself. But wherever you are, just holding here just for a few nice deep breaths, just to stretch out those hips. Maybe as you're breathing into the pose, creating space in the body, maybe you just want to put a little bend into the elbows if you're not down on those forearms, just to sink that chest a little bit further towards the mat. And take one more nice deep inhale. We're going to tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. And step the left foot back to meet the right. We come into a high plank. And then from here, the same as we did before, we're going to tiptoe those feet towards the top of the mat, lifting the hips, shifting the weight into the palms of our hands as we walk the feet in between the hands at the top of the mat. Exhale here in our standing forward fold. Inhale, raise the hands to the sky. And then exhale, bring those hands together at heart center. So from here, we're just going to shift our weight over into our right foot this time, soften the knee, and then we're just going to peel the left foot off of the mat. So coming onto the left toes, take a nice deep inhale here, bring focus. And then as you exhale, kicking the left foot backwards, leaning forwards, come into your warrior three. So holding nice and strong through the right leg. Try and get one straight line from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. If you fall out, no worries, just come back in. Choose one point in the room to focus on, something that's not moving. And then if you like, if you've got your balance, you can reach those arms forwards. Just take a few more nice deep breaths here, challenge yourself. And take one more nice deep inhale. As you exhale, drop the left foot down to the mat, reach the hands to the sky. Come into your high lunge here. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, slowly melt that left knee down to the mat. Untuck the toes and just place your hands to the mat to the inside of your right leg. And then we're just going to shift the left leg back a little bit more so we can sink a little bit deeper into those hips as we come into our lizard pose. So again, the same as before, we can either stay on the palms of our hands here, or if we already have the flexibility in our hips, you can melt down onto those forearms. This side might feel completely different to the other side. No two sides ever feel the same. It might have been easier on the other side, but hard on this one, or the other way around. And that's absolutely fine. Again, first thing in the morning, these poses are a little bit more tricky. And just feeling that stretch in your hips, just allowing yourself to melt into this pose. And take one more nice deep inhale. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, kick that right foot back to meet the left, come into that high plank. And then again, we're going to lift the hips, tiptoe those feet to the top of the mat. Exhale into your standing forward fold. When you get there, inhale, raise the hands to the sky. And exhale, bring those hands together at heart center. Perfect. Inhale, reach those hands to the sky, gaze upwards. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards, gaze towards your mat. Inhale, come into your halfway lift, look up, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, your choice, step or jump back into your high plank, lower yourself down through your chaturanga. Inhale, come into your upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, raise the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Perfect. From here, inhale, reach the right leg to the sky, come into your three-legged dog. And then as you exhale, round that knee through to the nose. Inhale, lift the leg to the sky. Exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, lift the leg to the sky. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift the leg to the sky. Exhale, melt that foot back down to the mat. And then the other side, inhale, reach the left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend through that knee, round the knee through to the nose. Inhale, lift the leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, reach the leg to the sky. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, reach the leg to the sky. Exhale, melt that foot back down to the mat. Take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale, roll forwards, high plank. And then just slowly lower yourself down this way, all the way down to your stomach. And then we're just going to start by placing our forearms down to the mat and just lifting that chest. So a little tiny back bend as we come into our Sphinx pose. So just bow the chin downwards towards the chest and just feel that lengthening through the spine. Just hold and breathe here. Take a nice deep inhale and a nice complete exhale. You can either stay here, or if you want to take it further, just melt the chest back down to the mat. Bring the hands beside your chest, so as wide as the mat. Keep those elbows pointed backwards. Take a nice deep inhale, and then exhale, push up. So maybe you keep a slight bend in the elbows. Maybe you can extend them all the way, but making sure to keep those hips grounded onto the mat. The shoulders are away from the ears. So as you come into your cobra or your baby cobra pose, whichever. Just not adding any tension to the spine if that feels painful or uncomfortable. Come back into your Sphinx pose. Just hold here for one more breath. Inhale. And then as you exhale, pushing yourself back, bringing your hips all the way down to your feet as you come into your child pose. So from here, we're going to take a nice deep inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to walk the hands over to the right side. So maybe you can reach your left hand on top of your right and just melt into that pose, feeling the stretch in the left side of your body. Holding and breathing here. Take one more nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, walk the hands back to center. Inhale here. And then exhale, walk those hands over to the left side. Maybe you can bring your right hand all the way over the top of your left. Feel that stretch in the right side of your body this time. So maybe with your out breath, you can walk those fingertips a little bit further. And take one more nice big inhale. Exhale, walk those hands back to center. And then just walk those hands all the way up to your hips. And then we're just going to swing our legs around back to the front of the mat. So we're going to revisit our forward fold as we did at the beginning of the practice. We'll see if we've increased our flexibility as our practice has gone on today. So point those toes to the sky. As we inhale, reach those hands upwards, opening through the chest, lengthening the spine. And then as you exhale, hinging at the hips, fold forward, gaze towards those toes. And then just drop the hands to wherever they want to go. Maybe it's the toes, maybe it's the shins, maybe it's just to the mat. Bend those knees if that feels good. And just working on your forward fold here. So as you take a nice deep inhale, creating space in the body. And then as you exhale, just allowing yourself to melt, sink into that space. And just take a few more nice deep breaths. Just notice how you feel in this pose, but without comparison or judgment. And take one more nice deep inhale. And then exhale, just release from that pose. And then from here, we're going to inhale, reach those hands forwards, gaze forwards. And then as you exhale for a count of 8, we're going to roll down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. We're going to go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just melting into that mat. And then we're just going to hug those knees in towards the chest. Give yourselves a nice big hug. And then you're just going to rock from side to side, forwards and backwards, and massaging the lower spine, massaging the abdomen, bringing some nice movement into the body there. And you can either stay here in your little ball, hugging yourself in, rolling yourself around, or just take a moment now to take any other pose that you might like. Maybe you want to take a quick twist. My favorite is to come into a happy baby at the end of a class. So taking hold of the outside of the feet with your hands, bending those knees, drawing them in towards the armpits. Again, you can rock from side to side. You can lengthen one leg. You can lengthen the other leg. But whatever feels good for you today is exactly what you should do right now. Just take a few moments to make yourself feel complete. And then when you're ready, no hurry at all. Just stretch those legs out nice and long. And just rest your hands by your side with your palms facing upwards. As you come into your Shavasana, your final resting pose. And just return to your normal breathing pattern. Don't try and change it. Notice how it feels. And any thoughts that come in this moment, just let them come and let them go. And just allow yourself to notice any tension that you're still holding in your body. And as you lie on your mat in your Shavasana, just allowing that tension, whatever's left, just to melt away. And as that tension melts away, just feel yourself sinking into your mat, feeling heavier and heavier, feeling grounded, feeling still. And you can either stay here in your Shavasana for a little bit longer. I encourage you to do so if you have the time. Or if not, if you need to end your practice with me here today, let's just start to bring some movement back into the body. So wriggle the fingers, wriggle the toes, gently rock the head from side to side, and just hug those knees in towards the chest. And then from here, just roll yourself gently over onto your right hand side. Rest your head in your hand for a moment. And then with your eyes still closed, just gently push yourself back up into your comfortable seated position where we started our practice today. Bow your chin downwards towards the chest. Bring your palms together at heart center. And just allow yourself a moment of still here. A moment to appreciate, a moment to be thankful. I invite you here just to think of one thing that you're grateful for right now. Feeling that energy in between the palms of your hands, that energy that you've created. Pushing your thumbs into your heart center, sending that energy inwards, taking what you need, and always giving what you can give. Carry that with you. And as you take a nice deep inhale, just bring your hands up to your third eye, in between your eyebrows. And then as you exhale, just folding forward, sealing your practice. And then here, just gently blink those eyes open and just lift the gaze. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. This practice will be available for you to catch up on whenever you like over on the Yoga Every Hour website. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you all again.